One way to give fuel to our Constitution is by exercising our right to vote. In the election for our third president, neither Thomas Jefferson nor Aaron Burr had won the necessary electoral votes to win. So it went to the House of Representatives, where Thomas Jefferson was elected by one vote. One vote has often been the game changer in important decisions. One such is the 19th Amendment, which gives American women the right to vote. The 19th Amendment is fascinating, but before looking at it, let's look at some of the rich history behind it. In 1776, after the Declaration of Independence was signed, Abigail Adams wrote to her husband, John Adams, saying that the Second Continental Congress should not leave all the important decision-making to men, and women should be able to vote. John Adams replied, "I cannot but laugh." Women's suffrage wasn't in the public eye until 1848, when the Seneca Falls Convention was called. American women decided to join together to fight for their right to vote. One of their posters read, "Women, bring all voters into the world. Let women vote." After the Civil War, when colored people's rights were being secured, Sojourner Truth noted, "There is a great stir about colored men getting their rights, but not a word about colored women." Carrie Catt, one of the leaders of the suffrage movement, eventually convinced even President Woodrow Wilson that women's suffrage was a good idea. The 19th Amendment was finally proposed in the year 1919 by James Mann, a representative from Illinois. It passed the House of Representatives with 42 more votes than the required two-thirds majority. It then passed the Senate with 2 more votes than the required majority and went on to the state legislatures. Many states were quick to ratify it, but many rejected it just as quickly. Only one more state needed to ratify it for it to become a part of the Constitution. It came down to Tennessee, whose legislature was locked, 48 votes for and 48 against. It all came down to the vote of Harry Byrne, a state representative who originally opposed the amendment. He was finally convinced by his mother, who reportedly wrote to him, "Don't forget to be a good boy and help Mrs. Catt put the rat in ratification." With his vote, the 19th Amendment became a part of the Constitution on August 18, 1920. Still, some resisted it. In the case Lesser versus Garnett in 1922, it was argued to be unconstitutional. The Supreme Court voted unanimously, however, that it was constitutional, and it has not been challenged since. The 19th Amendment has had great impact on America. In the first election after its ratification, more than 8 million women voted. Susan B. Anthony, one of the greatest proponents of women's suffrage, saw that all legal disabilities American women had were due to the fact that women could not vote. The 19th Amendment set the precedent that American women have all constitutional rights, and it is why women can now become business owners, CEOs, congresswomen, and Supreme Court justices. The Declaration of Independence said that all men are created equal, but it was not until the 19th Amendment that women were also being treated equally. It spread freedom and justice, and now, because of it, the flame that is our Constitution burns brighter. But it also demonstrates the importance of each person's vote. If any of you questions whether your vote is important, I urge you to look at the 19th Amendment and ask Harry Byrne, or ask the 8 million women who voted in 1920, or ask the hundreds of millions of women who have voted since, if their votes were important. Thank you.